Hi, my name is Miss Toy to Review and welcome to my channel. I decided to step outside of my comfort zone and share my journey, my weight loss journey. I have been on a weight loss journey for over almost 2 years. I've been on it for many years, but this particular weight loss journey with the help of a GLP-1, it has been almost 2 years. It's been like a year and maybe 6 or 7 months. So I've lost over 100 pounds and I lost I would say maybe 20 of those pounds on my own and 90 of the pounds with a GLP-1. So that's what I'm gonna focus on today. And so the GLP-1 that I currently am using and use for my weight loss journey is Zepbound. And so I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. So I'm going to try to put a picture up, a before and after picture. Oh, excuse me, a before and after picture. Hopefully, I'm not real good with the editing. So I'm gonna point up here. If you don't see a picture, that means I didn't know what I was doing. So nothing's gonna show up there. But if I know what I'm doing, you're gonna see a picture come up. Some people do not know what GLP-1s are, which is very surprising. So I'm just gonna give a little bit of background. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse. I'm just a person who was very desperate and needed to lose weight. And I thank God for this medication. I really do, because it was the missing tool that I needed, that I was missing, okay? So we have, it's a lot that came, it was other GLP-1s that came out, but I'm only gonna focus on the current ones, not the ones from a while back, okay? So we have Ozempic and Wegovy, which contains semaglutide, or you might hear people say semaglutide or semaglutide. Most people who say semaglutide or semaglutide are on the compound version, but the name brand version is Ozempic and Wegovy. Ozempic is for people with type 2 diabetes, and Wegovy is for weight loss. And they both have a GLP-1, which is a single agonist. Okay, so then now you have in 2022, you have Mounjaro, and that came out in 2022, and Zepbound came out at the end of 2023. And this particular medication contains tirzepatide. So when you hear people saying tirzepatide, they are usually on the compound version. The name brand is Mounjaro and Zepbound. Mounjaro is for people with type 2 diabetes. Zepbound is for weight loss. Mounjaro and Zepbound, they have GLP-1 and GIP. It's a dual agonist, okay? And so GLP-1s, they slow your digestion, they regulate your blood sugar and reduce hunger. I can't remember if I said that, so I'm just say that again. A study showed patients taking the highest dose of Zepbound lost around 21% of their body weight over 72 weeks, compared to around 15% for patients on Wegovy after 68 weeks. So tirzepatide, Zepbound, and Mounjaro is supposed to be a better medication than Ozempic and Wegovy. So Ozempic and Wegovy is great. They led the way, but this came out, and with the dual agonist, it just gives you better results, at least for most people. Zepbound is approved for adults. Wegovy is approved for people 12 and older. Zepbound, I thought Zepbound was only sold in the United States, but I was wrong. It's sold in the United States with the auto injectors and the vials, but Australia has the vials of Zepbound, Canada, Poland, and China had a limited launch of Zepbound in 2024. Now listen, I got all this information online. So if you want to know more information on this, you could just Google it. You can Google it, and you'll find out all the information that you need to know on this medication. So it's always good to know what you're asking your doctor for, or if you're on the medication, to kind of know what you're taking and what it does. All right, so moving on, because I don't want this video to get too long, why I needed to get on Zepbound. Well, like I said, I had been on a weight loss journey, and I said, man, I'm starting to have, I found myself going to emergency. I was in pretty good health until I got in my 40s. Once I got in my 40s, my health started to decline. Everything that my doctors was telling me that would happen to me because of my weight, it started to happen in my 40s. So I started having high blood pressure. I went to emergency because my blood pressure was so high. And I still wasn't diagnosed with hypertension yet. So because of that, I was going in and out of the hospitals until finally my doctor diagnosed me with hypertension and put me on high blood pressure pills. Also, I was having very bad joint pains. Getting in and out of the bed, just walking, just everything. I was in a lot of pain. I was literally taking a leave every single day until I got immune to a leave, and it wasn't even working anymore. So it was just awful. And then I lost a couple of my friends that did not even make it to C50, and that was depressing, because I was just like, oh wow, it was because of their health, different reasons, but they both were overweight, not in good health, and they passed away. And I knew that I didn't want that to be me, and I had to make a decision. So I had been doing all the things. I had been working out. I was on Weight Watchers. I'm still on Weight Watchers. And I said, what am I doing? I was trying to do it myself, as they say, the hard way or the natural way or whatever. And I tried to do that for so many years. And I have to be honest, I was not successful. I was not successful. So I decided, I'm gonna have to do something. And so after I was in a women's boxing class, and I had been in it for 3 years, and I was very faithful and committed to this class. And after being in that class for about 3 years, I'm doing the ropes, I'm jumping, I'm doing push-ups, I'm hitting the bags, I'm doing everything, lifting weights, but I was feeling horrible because I couldn't tackle the food part. And so I was doing all this stuff in the gym, but I still wasn't making good decisions when it came to the food. I would start off doing real good in the day, and by the end of the day, I'm in the drive-thru at Wendy's. I could take a number one, and if you already know what a number one at Wendy's is, so I don't even have to tell you, okay? And so that was my issue. And I was doing it every day. Like I was messing up at the end of the day, every single day. So I wasn't gaining weight, but I was just maintaining. I wasn't losing anything. But because I was working out the way I wasn't gaining, but I was just maintaining. So I was feeling awful. And so I got to the point where I said, okay, something got to give. So my doctors had already told me about having weight loss surgery, but I kept just saying, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And finally, I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to do it. And I had decided I'm going to go ahead and have weight loss surgery. And then a content creator that I was following at the time, she was on Weight Watchers. She was on a weight loss journey trying to lose 100 pounds just like me. And she was not being successful. And she came on the camera and she said, listen, Weight Watchers has partnered up with a company called, what was that company called? Lord have mercy. I thought I wrote it down. Sequence. There we go. It's called Sequence. It's still out. Called Sequence, and they're offering weight loss medication. And so I was sitting there and I was thinking, you know what? Maybe I should try this weight loss medication. I had heard about the weight loss medication, but I never thought to do it because, anybody who has been overweight, you have been on some type of weight loss medication in your lifetime. And I've been on a weight loss medication, but I always got the side effects. I gained the weight back. I just was like, I need something permanent. I think I'm gonna go ahead and have this surgery. But when I heard the lady speak about it, I said, well, you know what? Maybe I'll try this right before I have my weight loss surgery. This will be my last resort. So that's what I did. They had a survey. I filled out the survey. They said you will be a good candidate. Now, sequence is the real deal, okay? They had me go out, do blood work. I had to take a picture of the scale to show them, you know, my weight. I had to meet with a doctor on Zoom, you know, like a regular doctor meeting on a computer face to face. Did all the things. And then he told me, you know what? We're going to put you, he was like, when I got my blood work back, he said, you in pretty good health. It's just your weight that's holding you back. So I'm like, I know, but I can't get it off. So he said, okay, what we're gonna do, because he like, you working out, you know, you doing all the things, you know what to eat, whatever. So he said, we're gonna put you on, we're gonna try to get you Wegovy, see if your insurance will cover it. Because you gotta remember, this is 2023. Zepbound had not came out yet. So I filled out all the paperwork to get on Wegovy. I get on Wegovy. My insurance approved Wegovy. So I was excited, like, yes, I'm about to get on Wegovy. I didn't know nothing about Wegovy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I knew nothing about this medication. I just was desperate, okay? So I got approved. He sent it to my local pharmacy, and I'm waiting, looking at the app, when they gonna tell me my medication ready, you know. And finally, I just called up there after a few days, and I said, you know, I'm just calling about the Wegovy. He said, Wegovy is out of stock, and we don't know when we're gonna get Wegovy again. And if we do get it, it's a waiting list. And it's so many people that will be ahead of you when we do get it. And that was very, very discouraging. So I reached back out to my doctor. I'm like, he said he don't know when he gonna get Wegovy. So he told me, he said, don't worry, we're gonna just get you with a nutritionist, and we'll, you know, until Wegovy is available. Now I'm paying, this service was like $80 a month. I was like, wait a minute, I'm already with a nutritionist. That's not working for me. The problem is I can't, you know, when I'm supposed to stop eating, I'm still eating. And so anyway, I looked on their website and I saw that they offer metformin for free. When I tell you I didn't know what metformin was, I had no idea what metformin was, but I saw they offered it for free. So I said, well, what about this metformin I see on your website? I see you all offer this for free. So can I get on the metformin? And he said, well, you know what? That'll be a start. We could put you on this metformin we'll put you on the metformin until we could get to Wegovy. I'm like, all right, cool. I get that through the mail. I take it for the month of November. I think I lost 1 pound. So I called them up at the end of the month like, hey, maybe we need to get a higher dosage of this metformin because it's not working. Now, they did make me come on my menstrual because I don't come on that every month, TMI. But it did make me come on. So he said, wait a minute. He said, another medication has came out called Zepbound. Are you willing to try it? I said, yeah, I'm willing to try it. You know, I didn't know nothing about Wegovy, and I don't know nothing about Zepbound. So he said, okay, we're going to put you on Zepbound. Let's see if your insurance will cover it. Sent it to my insurance, whatever, they covered it. He was surprised. I was surprised. I said, okay, fine. So I got on Zepbound, and I started. When I tell you when I started Zepbound, I started when it first came out, literally in December of 2023. I did not tell anybody. I was so laser focused. And the reason why I did not tell anybody, I mean, my circle is already small, but the reason I didn't even tell my small circle is because I was so focused on losing weight that I didn't want anybody in my head at all. I didn't want nobody to call me and say, let me tell you, my girlfriend, she was on this medication and this happened to her, or you sending me an article about somebody passing out from using the med. Like, I didn't want to hear nothing. Or you telling me, oh, you gonna gain your weight back, I didn't want to hear no in my head at all. So I said, you know what? I told myself, Toy, you gotta be focused. You need to be laser focused and make sure, just do what you're supposed to do and don't worry about it. Don't tell nobody nothing. So what I did was I started doing my research. I had to do my research because I did not have nobody to talk to. So I end up finding a creator called Countess of Shopping. And if you in the GLP-1 community, I know you know who she is. Well, she was on Manjaro for a year before Zepbound had even came out. So she knew everything about it. So I started researching everything on Manjaro because I knew it was the same thing as Zepbound. And she taught me everything that I know. So I just, I give her flowers, okay? As they say, what they say, give her flower. Oh, this stuck. I give you your flowers. Countess of Shopping. So anyway, I learned everything from her channel. And, okay, I'm losing my thought or whatever. So I just was laser focused, didn't tell anybody, and I was on my way. I already had all the things. This was the missing tool that I needed. So, weight loss. Because I know people like, how much did you lose every month? Let me tell you. People had no idea I was on this medication because I was not losing weight fast. I was losing probably 6 pounds a month, okay? 6 pounds. Now, this was an injection I was taking once a week, and I was losing 6 pounds a month. And so people, they didn't notice that I was losing weight at all. Some people, if they lose 6 pounds a month, they freaking out. Oh my God, I'm not losing no weight. Let me tell you, the reality check for me was so high because I was only losing 20 pounds in a year. A year. I was so grateful. Every time I got on the scale and I lost anything, I was happy. If I got on the scale and I lost a pound, I was happy. If I got on the scale and lost 2 pounds, I was happy. If I got on the scale and lost a half a pound, I was happy. I was always grateful because I knew where I came from. I never was a fast loser. I never lost weight fast. So I'm going to tell you, if you are on this medication and you're losing and you see all the other people losing at a fast rate, don't get discouraged because it will eventually add up. It will eventually add up. I'm telling you, it is so hot. I need to turn my air up because my face is so greasy. But anyway, I'm not going to make this video. This video getting long. So, okay, so I was losing about 6 pounds a month, okay? The shortage happened. I started taking the medication in December, and let's see, about time March came, it was a shortage. And people were all on Facebook, everywhere. I can't find my medication. I can't find my medication. So some people think a shortage is when they can't find their medication in 2 days. No. If that's you, you haven't been through a shortage. A shortage is where people cannot find their medication for weeks and months at a time. And if you've been through a shortage, you know. And it became it was sad because people were so depressed, everything. That's before compound was real big. A lot of people was already on some people were on compound, but not at the mass numbers that it is now. Like now it's a lot of people on compound. But when the medication first came out, no, people look down at people on compound. Like, that's dangerous. Don't get on compound. That's dangerous. And now look at them. They don't want to get off compound. So that's why I say don't listen to people. Do you. Whatever you going to do, compound, name brand version, do you. I'm telling you, do you. People would try to talk about you for being on this medication, and the same people that's talking about you for being on the medication, they secretly at the doctor like, I heard about this GLP-1. Can you prescribe it for me? And then if they get denied by the insurance or they don't want to pay the money, then that's when they get online and they talk about people who are on this medication. Trust me, it's so many people on this medication that you would have never know that's on this medication. So if you get on it or you are on it, do not feel embarrassed. Do not feel nothing. You're doing what's best for you. All right? So I'm going to end it at this because I could go on and on about it. But I just wanted this to be my introduction. And then I'm going to break down different things in other videos just to tell you a little bit about different things that I think could help people. So I got a lot of different categories, but I don't want to just talk about everything. I just wanted to introduce myself, let you know how much weight I lost, how much I lost every month. And like I said, I lost between 4 to 6 pounds every month. I might have one month, I think the highest month I ever had was 10 pounds. That's like the highest. One thing I will say is that since I started at the beginning, they were not as educated about this medication as they are now. And so when I was on the medication, my doctor titrated me up every single month. So I did make it to the highest dosage. Now people know, they're educated about it, and they know if they're doing well on a certain dose, they stay on it a little longer. But when I was doing it, my doctor was constantly titrating me up every single month, especially because I had a lot to lose and I wasn't losing big numbers every month. So I did get all the way up to the 15. So I will talk about that on another video as well. I'm gonna talk about insurance coverage. I'm gonna talk about how to pay for it when you don't have insurance. I'm gonna talk about all of the things. But today I just wanted to just give an introduction, tell you a little bit about myself, and hopefully you will stick around because I have so much to share. All right, talk to you later. Bye.